Hey guys, it's Michael. Today is your Wednesday, June 24th, stimulus check and stimulus package update. We have a lot of information to cover in today's video. Yesterday at a Bloomberg Invest Global virtual event, Mnuchin spoke about the second stimulus package. All the different ideas they're talking about will be included in the next stimulus package, the economy, and when we can expect to receive the second stimulus check. So in today's video, I'm going to break everything down that he went over in that meeting yesterday. But before we get started, I want to remind you guys to be sure to enter the $50 free stock giveaway. All you need to do to enter is like the video, be subscribed to my channel, and comment down below the 3 stocks I mentioned at the end of today's video. And if you don't want to enter, you can still go ahead and get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. Anyways, let's jump right into it, and we're first going to go over what Mnuchin said about the stimulus package in this interview yesterday, and then after that we're going to get over what he said about the economy. So in the interview on Tuesday during the Bloomberg Invest Global virtual event, Mnuchin said the second stimulus check is something they are very seriously considering. He's mentioned this before. He said the Trump administration is currently discussing a number of different employment-focused proposals. So that means they're talking about proposals that'll be focused on getting people back to work, stimulus that'll encourage people to get back to work. Right now, the enhanced unemployment benefits, the $600 per week or $2,400 per month payments, those expire on July 31st. So right now, the main goal, he said, of the administration is to get people back to work. He said that right now we're talking about a bunch of different ideas that we may need to do in the second stimulus package. He goes on to talk about how they want to take their time and they want to make sure they're thoughtful with what they include in the next round. He goes on to say how whatever they do will be much more targeted than what was done in the first stimulus package. He said it will be much more focused on jobs, bringing back jobs, and make sure they take care of children, child care when people start returning to work, because that is a major issue that will come up as people start returning to work as well. So in the beginning parts of this interview, he was mainly focused on talking about stimulus that would incentivize people to go to work, help people get their jobs back, which is the main goal of everyone, because if people can return to work and they can have a steady salary, then there is no need for stimulus. That is what he was mainly talking about at first. However, later he goes on to other aspects of direct stimulus. On top of this, President Trump also spoke about direct stimulus checks earlier in the day yesterday, which I went over in detail in a video I'll link down below. President Trump ultimately said that they are considering sending out another round of stimulus checks, direct stimulus payments, he says, and it should be expected to be released over the next couple of weeks. So that is good news, and that is related to what Mnuchin said as well. Moving on, later in the meeting on Tuesday, Mnuchin also spoke with Republican senators. Right now, there are a lot of Republican senators who are considering whether the next stimulus measure, the next stimulus package, should include another round of direct payments, or if it shouldn't include direct payments. Several Republican senators stood up in the meeting and urged Mnuchin to be careful about the second stimulus package and be cautious of spending more money, because they said adding more direct stimulus payments would dramatically increase the U.S. deficit. They said we've already spent trillions of dollars this year, and more stimulus and additional stimulus money would just add trillions and trillions more dollars onto the U.S. deficit. So they said that is something we definitely have to consider moving forward. Right now, the main point of discussion and the center point in the debate among Republican senators is whether to send a second round of direct payments to low and middle income individuals to help support households who have suffered dramatically during the virus. Right now, there are millions of people who are unemployed, and their only main source of income is from these stimulus payments, whether that's through enhanced unemployment benefits or through the one-time stimulus payments. These are the people's main sources of income right now. So the main point of debate is how are they going to go about supporting these families right now and helping these families get through this time when they can't get more jobs. The good news, though, is that President Trump is supportive of direct payments in the second stimulus package. In a video I made yesterday, I go over exactly what he says, how he says the second stimulus checks will be very generous and that they will also be coming in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to see that whole video, I'll link it down below. But on the other hand, Republicans in the Senate, they're just concerned about adding more to the U.S. deficit. So that is the main point of debate right now. Moving on, later in the interview, Mnuchin also goes on to talk about the state of the economy, how he thinks recovering is going, businesses and states states reopening. Stephen Mnuchin reiterated that he and the president are not going to be considering shutting down the economy for a second time, even if cases start to surge, and we are seeing cases spike in a number of states. He said that as these spikes come about, as these fires come about, they're going to address these on a case-by-case basis, and they're not going to do any dramatic shutdowns. Again, we've heard this a couple of times, but he just wanted to reiterate that. He said right now we're in a very different situation than we were a couple of months ago. He noted that in March, businesses were ordered to completely shut down, hospitals had been overwhelmed with patients, hospitals were running out of ventilators, and things were dramatically worse earlier in the year when the pandemic first started. He says that we are moving in the right direction right now, and he says ultimately he thinks the U.S. economy will be out of a recession completely by the end of 2020, by the end of this year. This is different from what a lot of people are saying. According to the Fed and the CBO office, they're saying that right now they're projecting an unemployment rate of around 10% by the end of the year. But according to Stephen Mnuchin, he thinks that we will be able to get out of a recession by the end of 2020. Prior to the pandemic, the U.S. had all-time lows for unemployment. Unemployment rate was around 3.5% at the beginning of the year. However, since then, since the pandemic first started, over 45 million people have filed for unemployment, and the unemployment rate is right now hovering around 14%. So according to Stephen Mnuchin, he said that we should continually see this unemployment rate, which is right now hovering around 14%. We should continue to see this decrease going through the end of this year. He said we should be out of a recession by the end of 2020. Ultimately, what he spoke about in the meeting and what we could take away from it is that right now, putting Americans back to work right now as the country continues to reopen and states start to ease restrictions even more is the main focus of the administration right now. Their main focus is getting people back to work, getting people to have their salaries back again. They said that is the main goal of the next stimulus package. He said the next stimulus package will be much more targeted, much more focused on jobs, employment, and making sure we take care of our kids. He says as people start to return to the work, childcare could become an issue, so they want to make sure that all of this is taken care of. So this is good news because Stephen Mnuchin is focused on direct payments, and their main goal is getting people back to work. That is ultimately what everyone wants, because if people are able to return to their jobs and people are able to have a steady salary, well then we won't need to have more dramatic stimulus measures, because if people can get their salaries, then they can support themselves, put food on the table, pay their bills, and that is ultimately the main goal that everyone is trying to get back to. So anyways, that is your Wednesday, June 24th stimulus check and stimulus package update. I just wanted to go over what exactly happened yesterday with Stephen Mnuchin in this Bloomberg Invest Global virtual event, because it was very important for the second stimulus package, the state of the economy in general. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Now let's get into the free stock giveaway. So the 3 stocks that you need to comment down below to be eligible for today's giveaway is Beyond Meat, which is BYND. The second stock is Netflix, and the stock ticker symbol is NFLX. And the third stock for today's video is Facebook, and the stock ticker symbol is FB. So remember, if you want to be eligible for the giveaway, you need to like the video down below, be subscribed to my channel, and comment down below those 3 stocks. Anyways, don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you download the Webull Investing app. Join our Power of Finance Investors group if you're interested in the stock market, investing, or how to make money in general. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.